Today I asked the students what a consequence was, and most of them seem to think that a consequence is a punishment for bad behavior. So I really want to break down this barrier here, and I really want you to reset your child's mind in terms of what a consequence is and what consequences in life mean and what it's all about. So a consequence to me and how I would like children to understand, and this is the message that I'm trying to get across to you as the parents as well as to the children. A consequence is simply what happens after an action. So every action has a consequence, right? So it can be good or be bad. It's not a punishment. If you don't wear sunblock, you get sunburnt. The consequence is that you now have painful burning skin. If you knock your glass of milk over, the consequence thereof is that you now no longer have milk. Maybe you're going to go thirsty. It's not a punishment that you don't have milk. It's not a punishment that the sun burned you. However, it is a consequence directly related to your actions. Now, this is the message that we want to bring across to the children. And this all comes down to discipline. Discipline within the family, which of course will then have the ripple effect in the rest of your child's life. So if you have a family meeting and you discuss within your family what is acceptable behavior and what is unacceptable behavior, okay, make sure that it's crystal clear what the difference is between the two, and then you lay out the consequence for the unacceptable behavior. Of course, the acceptable behavior has consequences too. This is more seen as rewards, as fun. If you wake up when your alarm goes off, you have an extra 5 minutes before the school drive to read your book or have free time. That is the consequence of your actions. You followed the procedure, you followed the rules, and therefore you have a little bonus at the end because you have extra time. If you do not wake up when your alarm goes off and you are running late, unfortunately the consequence of that is that you don't have your free time, you're gonna possibly be late for school, and you might get into trouble for being late. Those are the consequences to your actions. It's not a punishment. A punishment is something that hurts a child. A child learns nothing from a punishment, nada. But from consequences, what does a child learn from consequences? They learn the difference between right and wrong. They learn that everything that they do has a consequence and they should be held responsible for their actions. So parents, if your child is at the moment or in the past or whatever the situation is in your house, in unruly behavior, disrespectful behavior, not contributing positively towards the family, engaging in extreme tantrums, even separation anxiety can be a form of just simply not wanting to do what is required of them. If any of this is going on and you feel like you've lost control, your child is not listening to you, you're repeating yourself 55,000 times, it's time for you to stop. It's time for you to stop. Lay out what is the acceptable behavior, lay out what's the unacceptable behavior, and what are the consequences for the unacceptable behavior, and hold your child responsible. This is how you teach them the difference between right and wrong. Today we did a fabulous experiment that I challenge you to do this week at home as well, where we dropped a pebble into a tub of water and examined the ripple effect. Okay, this is a great way to explain to your child that action has consequences. Okay? Also, you've received a sheet today, a behavior reflection sheet. Okay? So the next step after a consequence has been enforced is to then go one step further and to analyze and to talk about in a mindful moment what happened. Why was that child disrespectful? When a child is acting out in anger and sadness and frustration, those are secondary emotions. Underneath that lies fear and sadness. And during the behavior reflection after the consequence, in a quiet, mindful moment, it's your job as a parent to figure out, what is my child fearful about? Or what could they possibly be sad about that is resulting in this explosive behavior? So I wish you guys a beautiful week. Do your behavior reflections, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.
So can you explain to me the ripple effect that we learned about today?
I have a good example. So this is why you should never lose a pen. You lose a pen, you can't study. You can't study, you don't get good grades. You don't get good grades, you can't go to school. You can't go to school, you get no job. No job, no money, no food, You get skinny, nobody likes you. You get depression. If you get depression, you die. So that's why you should never lose a pen.
Great example of a ripple effect.